All right, let's cut through the crap. Let's talk about this. In a matter of hours, we will begin to tabulate the vote for the presidential election cycle. And we're hearing all of the old hat comments about how this is the most important election ever. Democracy will end if this candidate or that candidate wins. Oh my God, don't you love your country? How can you vote for that guy? Yada, yada, yada. And in the end, I would argue we will hear the exact same talking points in 4 more years when it will be the most important. Is it really that dire? Is it that pivotal? Is this one election going to decide our fate for all time? No. No, it's not. But one thing that has been done in this election cycle that has not been done in previous election cycles is that it has pulled back the curtain and showed us the reality of our electoral existence. Whether they win or whether they lose, both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have showed us valuable insights into the reality of our electoral system. Admittedly, for different reasons, but they've both given us insights. And I'd like to start off with Donald first because it's the most obvious of the two. Let's start off with the Donald first. Understand something. Donald Trump has amassed his fortune over the course of 30 to 40 years. Ever since the 1980s, he's been building his financial empire. And now, when he wants to break off into politics, all of a sudden he is stonewalled by a system that does not recognize him as one of their own. Now, he's been a political donor for years, but now that he actually wants to wield power, the entrenched, recognized, vetted political class has said, we don't recognize you. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be feeding us money, not try to wield power for yourself. This is not your system. This is our system. That's our commodity. That's our business. We give you influence. You're supposed to pay us. You're not supposed to actually walk in and actually dictate policy for yourself. Who the hell do you think you are? And what has been the result of that attitude? We've watched the legal system being pressed against him. We've watched the electoral system being shut down, trying to block his way to further administrative consideration. The lesson being vetted out is that we are the ones in power and no one else can challenge us because this is our market, this is our job, it's our country. You guys just happen to live here. And I would argue that Kamala Harris has given us yet another vision into the true nature of the American political class. Okay, look, Kamala, Joe's not going to make it. Okay, his mind's going and all that. We're not going to hold another election because that would just be too much paperwork. We want to make sure that you get all the money we've already collected, and we kind of need a person just kind of standing there for the last 6 to 8 months. And we're going to vet you, we're going to recognize you, and we're going to back you. All we need you to do is say whatever we want, right? Be our little political horror and say whatever needs to be said, and we'll do our best to make sure you get in that White House. But don't open your mouth and have an independent thought because that would be bad for business. In the end, we're really being shown what the American political class thinks of its populace in general. Whether it's a self made millionaire that has countless resources that he can throw at an apparatus that does not want him in there, or whether or not you're a political, for lack of a better term, hoe that will sell herself out for nothing more than power and backing, the message is still the same. We, the elites, are in charge. We know what is best for our little children. And all you need to do is just listen to whatever we think is important, and we will do the rest. What are we supposed to take away from this lesson? I would actually encourage both of the aisles to take back that narrative. It's a spirit that needs to be rekindled. Are we servants or are we the boss? And I would argue we're the latter, but we've allowed ourselves to be cucked into a corner where we are nothing more than the children to be patted on the head and being told what to do. It should be the exact opposite. And it is in this spirit I would like to look at both sides of the aisle. Rather than sitting back and being told what is policy, being told what is best for the country, march forward and demand that your subject item, whatever it may be taken seriously. No, no, no. You're not going to tell me what I need to represent. I'm going to tell you, Mr. Politician, what needs to be represented. If these individuals can install any individual they want to fill a space on a card, or they can block another individual with endless resources because they just don't like his policy or his personality, what hope do you have that your specific political line item, interest, or special interest group will be taken seriously? Do not be the child to be patted on the head and being told what to do. Be the badass motherfucker that says, no, no, no. You're the kid. I pay you. You live at the grace of whatever I choose to give you. And you will put forward my political interests because you are my employee. And I'll talk to you next time when we talk about another thing that I find interesting. I'm out.